who had the best first round at the NFL draft? Well, I'm going to bring in our New York Post NFL reporter, Ryan Dunleavy, so we can get his grades on how each team, I guess with the Jets and Giants, kind of graded out with that first round. Ryan, what's going on? Late night for everybody last night. Let's go ahead and start with the Giants. Abdul Carter at 3. And then just when I'm ready to switch over and watch the Knicks game, they trade back into the first round to get Jackson Dart. What's your grade for Joe Shane and the Giants?
And I really don't think he could have done any better. You get maybe the best player in the draft, Abdul Carter, and then you still have what impressed me most is Joe Shane's poker face, right? In the last 3 days, it came out everywhere that Brian Dable and the Giants preferred Jackson Dart as their quarterback. They still had the guts to wait and wait and wait, not even trade up in front of the Steelers, and then give up basically get a bargain to move up to 25 and get their quarterback of the future. I don't know if Jackson Dart can play. There's, questions about how he'll read an NFL playbook, go through the offense, etc. But you can't argue with the process and the value. It's a classic have your cake and eat it too situation to get your quarterback second with your second first round pick.
All right, let's switch over. Talk about the Jets. They took Armand Mimbu at 7. They passed up on Tyler Warren and Cortland Loveland to take a right tackle. In the first round, that really isn't the sexiest pick, but it does help shore up their offensive line for years. So what grade would you give Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn in their first round?
It's like a B plus or an A minus, a 90, and let the school district decide what that is. Here's how I feel about it, Brandon. Like you can never go wrong with an offensive lineman. They filled a hole. They could have one of the best young offensive lines in the NFL with, they have three guys on rookie contracts, Elijah Vera Tucker, Olu Fashanu, and now Membu. You can dream as a Jets fan of like Membu and Fashanu becoming your next DeBrickashaw Ferguson, Nick Mangold, two tandem, 10-year tandem. Like you can dream like that. And again, Justin Fields needs to be protected. He's going to scramble. Offensive line matters. So like I get it. I just think that yes, it's a different regime, different coach, different GM, but the Jets did the same thing 2 years in a row. They took an offensive lineman over a playmaking tight end. They did it last year with Fashanu over Brock Bowers, who had a monster rookie year, and now they just did it again with Membu over Tyler Warren or Colston Loveland. I would have liked to see a playmaker here if I had my druthers.
It feels like they've identified some playmakers that they can bring in the later rounds. But yeah, I would have loved to see a Tyler Warren wearing green this next season. But obviously, when it comes to first rounds, there's always some sort of controversy. The big storyline coming out of the night: Shedeur Sanders went from being a projected top 3 pick to not even hearing his name called at all in the first round. You've been all over this draft evaluation process. So with all the information that you've heard throughout the entire process, does it make sense to you that he fell out of the first round?
No, it's not a surprise, but it doesn't make sense, if that makes sense. Like there was
Okay,
rumors that this
explain.
could Yeah, there were rumors this could happen. It's the worst case scenario. So you like always prepare for the worst case scenario, but you don't expect the worst case scenario. And that's what happened. Worst case scenario was the Giants would pass, the Steelers would pass, and no one would trade up into the back half of the first round, like the Browns, the Saints, the Raiders. And that's what happened. The Giants actually passed twice. That's the one that I think has to really hurt Sanders. Everybody remembers the catch with Malik Neighbors in the streets at the Heisman ceremony, the Giants painted cleats for the Alamo Bowl. He obviously thought he was their guy. That's the one that has to really break his heart. The Steelers passed despite not even having Aaron Rodgers under contract yet. So yeah, I mean a bunch of dominoes all fell. Worst case scenario. I'm surprised. I thought there was a chance the Giants would go 3. I think he was still quarterback 2 on their board as recently as last week. And then obviously something changed. So, yeah, to go from 3 to 33 or 40 or wherever he winds up tonight, I'm surprised. But I'm not, but I don't think it makes sense. So he's too good for this to have happened. Somebody's going to regret it.
So you definitely think that he gets taken tonight or Friday night in the second round, at least.
Oh yeah, I mean it's the second and third rounds tonight. There's no way he falls out of the top 100 picks. Somebody will take him if I had to guess. It'll be either the Browns, they have 33 and 36, or the Raiders have, I want to say, 37, and he has a close relationship with Tom Brady. Those would be, I think, the two teams to watch. If he gets past 37, I don't know. Then it's like Malik Willis 2 years ago, falling out of the first round and all the way down to the late 70s.
But either way, like you said, someone is going to pay for that. I feel like that kid, he catches a bad rap because everything that comes with him. But when you watch the tape, this kid can play some football. So overall, let's round this thing out. Who won the first round in your opinion?
It's hard to argue with the Giants, and there's something I never thought I'd say.
Whoa.
There's something I never thought I'd say in my 7 years around the team. Hard to argue with them as the big winners, but I'll give you two other teams, and I think it's the two teams that didn't even make a pick. The Browns and the Rams. They got extra first round picks for next year when the quarterback class could be better. What now they have two first round picks to make their move up for, I don't know, Nico, the kid who just transferred to UCLA, or Garrett Nussmeier from LSU, or Arch Manning if he comes out from Texas. So those are the teams now in the best position because they didn't make a pick tonight. They got extra last night. They got extra first round picks to play with the 2026 draft board, which should be obviously much better at quarterback.
Joe Shane wishing last night could have been on Hard Knocks instead. But yeah, I mean, it was great picks for him. Uh, Brian Dunleavy, appreciate you hopping on with us.
Thanks, Brandon.